Hello, welcome to Spy Money. Last Friday, I'm just now getting around to make this video, but last Friday on the, I think that's what is that, 17th, December 17th, the Ranger indicator would have taken 26 trades. And out of those 26 trades, if you would have started from 9:30 Eastern Time, and your trades would start at 9:40, and if you would have sat and took all of your trades, you would have been hurting for a little bit. It took a total of 10 losing trades. So based on our stops, that's $3,000 over the course of the day. But that doesn't mean you were $3,000 down. Like on this one, say you had two losses back to back right here, $600. And then you end up making 605 up here. So now you're about broke even, about $5. And then you took a losing trade right here, so now you're down roughly $300. Then you come down here and you picked up $40 more, so you're about $260 or so in the hole. Then you come up here and you have two good trades, so you have $115 and $390. So now you're about $150 or $60 in the hole. Now the strategy says to have got out here, but if you would have stayed in, you would have made a lot more money here. And I'm not one to show just only good. I want to show the strategy. What strategy that I teach, you would have made the 390. But if you would have held out, we want to go to the red. So right there's 2120. That's our target reality. But my strategy would have got you out at 390. So right here you would be way up. And if you went all the way to the top, then there's 3285. So if you're willing to hold long from right here up, there's $3,200 right there. But the strategy that I teach, I would not have done that, so I count the 390. It would have been nice to count, the 3,200, but that's not my strategy. As far as moving the stops with it, protecting profit, but it's up to the individual what they do. So you would be, roughly $160 in the hole right here. And then you come down, you end up making actually a losing trade right here. You lost 300 there, and then you went up, lost another 300. So now you're down about $800. And then you come back up. This one right here would have made you 395. So now you're down about 200. And then you come right back and you have another loss of 300. So now you're about broke even again, and then you get a $20 trade out of it. But then right through here is where it starts powering out. So you're down about 300. So right there you make about 900. Then you make another almost 1,000. So there's 500, there's 1,500, there's 1,900 there, and then you got a 1,735 here. So you're back into making money, and you were down for the first 3 hours of trading. You were pretty much either broke even or negative. But the way the Ranger indicator works is it powers through. I have not had a losing day on using this particular indicator if you follow my rules. Now, again, you would have made $3,200 if you had stayed in here, and there's a lot of little ones that you would have made extra money here. But again, that is not the strategy that I teach. So if I don't teach that strategy, then we don't play by those rules. The end result, by the time you're in the end of the day, this one right here, I usually don't trade after 4. That was a losing trade of 300, and then it picked up another winner of 605 by the end of the day. So you're looking at $300 trading after 4 o'clock today profit. But if you counted all of this from 9:40 till the end of the session, which is 5 o'clock, your total profit would have been about $4,800. Now, that's going to depend on where you actually put your stop or where you got in. If you missed a half a point or a few ticks or whichever. But, I'm sure by the time this is over, you're going to be well over $4,500. And also, just because it's coming down here, I mean, we have a rule. When we have the red line and the yellow line that close, that's not really a good trade, but I counted it because if this was a bot running, it would have entered that trade. Speaking of bot, I have an auto trading bot that I sent off all the programming for yesterday to my programmer. And so I'm looking to probably get that bot back to me within about a week. Once I get the bot back, I have to fully test it. And once I test it, if everything's fine, then I'll release it. And that'll probably take another week. So you're probably looking a couple weeks. I should have the bot ready. How does the bot work? Well, there's settings in the back end that you will put, and I go over a lot of the settings myself and have some pre-made settings for you that would typically work. And this strategy that I trade is the strategy that I will have pre-programmed in the bot. So when this thing kicks in, it will just automatically move all the stops and everything where it's supposed to according to my strategy. So by doing that, that is going to save a lot of learning curve. We do lease our bot, and you can check that out on our website, and I will show you a link where you can go right here. If you go up here to the auto trading bot, then that will show you a lot of information. There's some videos with other bots that we have. They're down at the bottom. It shows how much. We charge $1,000 a month for it. There's a $400 setup fee. That setup fee, I actually log into your computer and set it up for you and train you how to use it, how to turn it on, off, and all that. It's really easy. It's not hard, but I found it better when I do that, and also do a recording for you so that you can play it back later. And it's one-on-one training, so it's just you and I working together, and it works out pretty good. But if you go in here, also we have webinars. I do some live training for people, and it's free. I don't have any registered right now. I'm going to go ahead and make some today for this week so that we can do some training this week. I might do one, sneak one in here this evening here in just a little bit, so just keep your eye out on that. And I will, once I do that, you click on the registration, you sign up for it, you'll get an email, and it has the link in order for you to log in. 100% free, no obligation. You're not pressured into anything. The people that show up in the live trainings get discount coupons for what we talk about. So if it is something that you like that that I'm teaching on, you can get the discount for it. But this is, you can go back and look at this, pause this video. You can see the lines here. This line here goes right up to there. And you can see where they are, where I'm taking the trades. There is no hanky-panky here. This is 100% the strategy that I teach. And again, you're going to have some slippage in there. Maybe you don't get your stop moved quick enough or whichever. So the numbers can skew just a little bit. For the most part, they should be pretty close to what I've got up here. So, I'd say you're probably going to be within 5-10% of that. So, call it $4,500 or more on one contract. That's one. $1,000 trade would have done this. Now, you did have a drawdown. You had, I think at one time in this, there was about $2,000 drawdown. But you have to keep going with it because statistics show we haven't had a losing day if you play up from the beginning to the end. Now, I did not put this in here, but we actually have the London market too. And the London market, I believe, was around, I think it was around $2,500 the London market made. So if you were traded the London market and then you traded the U.S. market, you could have been close to $7,000 in real money. All the losing trades are in this gold down here. I just put them all out. Every losing trade is $300 because we use the 60 tick stop on it. And that's not to say that maybe you saw this coming down and you didn't get in right there, because that would have been kind of maybe not the best trade. But again, I follow the strategy. If it goes over the yellow, we enter a trade. I don't care if it's one tick. Right here, there's two trades back to back. It's come down and shot right back up and stopped out. It come down, shot back up and stopped out. So I counted both of those. That's $600. The very first two trades, you're down $600. And you just have to have your margin, or not your margin, but your account size, to where you can weather it out. And usually by the end of the day, you're going to be positive, pretty good. I think Thursday it was up like $2,000, I think it was, and then Friday we're up $48.55. So When I get the bot for this, that's going to be a dream because it's just going to automatically do it. Only thing you got to do is have the account set up and have the time set up for what you want to trade, and it will just automatically do it. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to make it a lot easier. But this indicator, you could use it on any indicator. So let's just say, I change this to the London market, and it's just that easy. You go up here, you click that, you pick your time zone you want, and you click OK, and then boom, there it is. Now we're on the London market from 3 a.m. to 3:10. So this works really well. Now you can see the London market continues to go through, and if you could actually trade the London market all the way through the U.S. market if you want. I think you make more money if you don't, but you could. So if you would have traded this all the way through, then you can see right here, looks like there's maybe a lot less losses trading the London market, but I suggest that you, as soon as we get a new market, you switch to that market, and that way you can play the open range on it. Because you would have missed a lot of these losers right here. I just don't know where you would have been there, but let's just look at this real quick. If you'd got in on this first one right there, you would have been, actually right there would be your first profit, 375. You would have got in right here, and you would have gotten out at right there, have been 255, and you would have gotten in right here. This would have come down, all the way down, so you would have been right there. There's $960 just on that. Now, if you add the cross, which is what I recommend, the cross or the mover, either one, they'll both work the same. It seems like everybody can see the cross a lot better. And if you had added the cross, according to the way I teach the trade, you would have actually taken or entered this trade right there, because the cross is red and we're coming down below the zone. So you would have entered there, you would have come down, and then based off of your normal stops, if you trade to red, you would take it to right there, which is 615, but I would have ended up taking it further, because when this is pushing through, my stop's going to be up here. When it pushes all the way through, my stop goes to here and then to here. And then when it goes through this one, then I'm going to be putting the stop right there. And that's $1,030 extra. So you're looking at this right here is about $2,023, $26, a little over $2,600 for trades, no losses. At that point, you don't even have to trade the U.S. Open. You could be done. So you can do it that way. Another one you could have traded, if we do the, and I haven't even looked at this, I'm looking at it live. If we traded the India market, which is 30 minutes after midnight. If we traded that one, we would have been right there. And the way I trade, it come down, your stop would have actually been right there. We would not have put it there because we didn't break through. So there's 250, and then the same goes right up here. You would have been there. You went up, went into that one. You come down, your stop would have been there. That's 250. So you've got what, $500 on the India market, and you would have lost money right there. So you would have been $300 in the hole on that one. And then you would have, actually, I guess you wouldn't, because you're on the next market, so you wouldn't have lost that money there. Because this right here is the next market, the 310, yeah. So you wouldn't have even entered that trade, because you would have been on the London market then. So you would have made $500, so you've got 48, and then you've got 48, 26 would be 60, 70, 400. And then you've got $500 on this market. So you've got another 8,000. And then if you do, now you'd have to stay up all night. I mean, I don't know anybody can stay up this long. Then you've got the Hong Kong market. You can trade it. So we're roughly $8,000. I think if I did my math right. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. If you did the Hong Kong market, you would have actually entered a trade right there. Your stop would not have got you. This would have come right on down. We pushed through. So our stop would have been right there for $410. And then again, if we are using the cross with this indicator, which is what I suggest, then your next entry would have been right there. You would, I mean, it went out right there, but you've got right back in. You come down, it went through. As soon as it come through here, then you put your stop up here, kept on going. Your stop would have been actually right there is where your stop would have been. So that's another, what, $900, so you're about $8,900. And then you're going to be done with that market. So then, if you went back and you trade the Australian market, so I think it was 8,900 if I did my math right. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on that. This one here, you would have entered there, you would have went up, and you would have exited right there. There's 215. This one you would have come up. And I don't know why that's moved on me, because that should be further along. I think it's 60 tick, 77. I don't know why that is there. I'll have to check that out. That should be a further stop. That stop should be down here, so you wouldn't have got stopped out there. So you know, you're roughly, if you can stay up 24 hours a day, you're going to be roughly, based on this right here, probably close to $9,000 on one contract. I can't stay up that long. I can't sit here and watch that. But I tell you what, when I get the bot done, the bot can stay up all night. So only thing you'll have to do is you can set up, say for NQ, you can set up all 5 markets. You can put certain time frames for that particular one, so you'd have to have 5 charts open. You put the bot on each one. You have one trade the Australia, one trade Hong Kong, one trade India, one London, and one US. And in the settings, you can set it up to where it will kick on at certain times. So in this case, you would kick it on, say, at 7 p.m. or so. Let it run. As soon as this market opens, and then 8:10 it'll start trading. You can run this all the way up to, say, 9:29. And 9:29, you would have it just shut everything down. And then your next chart would have another bot that would kick on at, say, 9:30. And it would run through the Hong Kong market until, say, 12:15, or actually be, 12:15 a.m. in the morning after midnight. Have it shut off then, and then you can have your third chart kick on your India market, and you can just keep right on going through your U.S. market. So you can actually have your bot trading for you all the time. And, you know, the London market and the U.S. market, I haven't had a loser on it. The only one that has been kind of touchy is on the Australia, and that's mainly because it's when the market first opens. And I haven't back tested fully for that market because it's usually 1 or 2 trades it takes, and then it goes right into Hong Kong. So sometimes it don't even enter a trade. But like this one, it did $215 there. And right here, it would have entered a trade, and that would have actually made money. I don't know why that stop went there. So when the bot comes out, it's going to be even better. But until then, manually trading, this thing works great. If you will have the patience to sit there and just follow it, then you've got 5 markets you can trade, and it works really well. Some people say, well, I want to see it live or whichever. Well, I guess the only way you're going to see it live, because I don't do live trading, is you're going to have to get the indicator and then try it yourself. The strategy works, and the strategy is according to what I do. So, and I trade on a 100 tick chart when I'm doing NQ. So if I go back into the chart and I do the US Open, and when I come back in here, you can see where my entries are. you can see that the candles aren't, I don't trade a 5 minute to where you don't know where the chart is or the candles are. I trade a 100 tick. The 100 tick actually lets me see more of the candle, and it's more accurate about what I do. Here is our stop, and this went up, come down. We never hit our stop. Just when we went through, if we had run through this purple one, my stop would have been right there. But since we didn't break through the purple one, my stop stays, down here. So on this one right here, you would have ended up making all that money. So the 100 tick actually does really well. And just because I traded a certain way don't mean you have to. But my way is protecting profits and making sure that we don't lose. So I don't want to lose money at the end of the day. And you could potentially make a lot more money letting it run out more than what I do, or taking profit quicker as it goes up. So the value is going to depend on the trader, but the way I teach it, this is how much it would make. And I'm really happy with the results on it. It does real well. This one right here, we had 26 trades, 16 wins, 10 losses. But our winners were really good winners, and our stops were tightened up to where our drawdown's not too bad. Now, some of those stops, if you had a bigger stop, wouldn't have got stopped out at all, and you would just had a big drawdown, and then it would have made money. For instance, this one right here, we got in and we stopped out there, but if you had a bigger drawdown, you wouldn't have been stopped out, and you would have just had one trade. On this one here, we had 4 losers right here, just because I keep the tight stops. But if you would have entered and then it come down, actually this one right here would not have stopped out, so that's $300 more on top of that profit. So that one would not have stopped out. Yeah, it wouldn't have. So actually there's 2 of them there. This one here would have went up, it pulled back, went up, pulled back. Actually it was 1. So this one would not have stopped out, but this one would have. So actually this one, if we copy that and paste it in, when you get a little bit closer, this one stopped out, this one did not. So there's $300 more on that profit up here. So that would actually be the this right here would actually be 17 wins, and this would be 11 or 9. And then if you go in here, this would actually be, what's that, 5155, 5,155 is how much that would actually be. So it's still within numbers. I mean, even if it's $4,500, it's still really good. So take a look at it. I've got plenty of videos on how to use this, and it does work. I trade with it daily. I don't trade all day with it because I don't have time. I'm busy doing other things. But if you're able to trade with it all day, you're going to make more money. And also, like on this one here, when I'm trading with the cross and I see that we're making lower highs here, I'm going to be entering a short right here, and I'm going to ride that down. So just from taking that extra one, and I teach how to do that. If I took that one and wrote it down, you can actually ride this one all the way back down to here. That's $2,400 that you could have made off of this one here, following the cross indicator with the Ranger indicator as well. When you put these two together, it's just crazy the money that you can possibly make if you're trading it the way I teach. So let me know if you have any questions. There is a place on my website that you can go to, and it is the contact page. So if you go here to contact, you fill this information out. If you need to talk to me, I'd be more than happy to call you at a time that will work for you and talk to you about it. But you send this, I am the one that gets all of these emails. So when you send it, it is me responding. It's not an auto bot or nothing like that. It's me. I have no one that sets their emails for me. They all come to me. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day, guys, and happy trading tonight.